Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm coming to you tonight with some gun talk and some good news about the post office and carrying firearms. But let's talk about guns first. I got another M17, video for you tonight. Tonight I got out my overrun surplus M17. This is not the one that was issued. This is the one that was unissued. And it's a later production one, so it has the black controls, and it was made for the military contract, and I guess the military did not buy them, or they just had an overrun, and SIG released some to the civilian market, and this is one of those. And so I'm trying to put together like the whole M17 modular handgun system kit. So I bought the holster from Safariland, or a Safariland holster that matches the gun. And I got another thing that is part of the program, that was part of the contract. And this was made for the military by Laser Max Defense. So I think you guys already know what I purchased. And I guess these are kind of rare. There's a few of them out there on the market. They're a little bit expensive. And if you're into like military, firearms and cloning stuff, I think having this, even though I spent a little bit, if you shop around, you can find it for cheaper. I think I got a good deal on it. I think it's important to have these, because essentially this is going to be the illuminator, the infrared illuminator, and the laser that was designed for the M17 program. And the reason I bought it is, of course, I want all the accessories for it. But also, I'm looking ahead as a collector. I also own an HK Mark 23 pistol. And if you don't know about that pistol and the accessories that came with it, the Knight's Armament suppressor, and there was the LEM, the laser aiming module, which is made by Insight Technologies, designed specifically for that gun and that contract. Today, if you can find one of those, which they are as rare as hen's teeth, they are very, very expensive. And I was like, if I'm going to have this whole program, I better buy this now, because who knows how many they'll release to the civilian market, and who knows, down the road, collectors would like to have the original one that went with the program. So I bought one, and I'm a little bit actually upset with the eBay seller, because I got it on eBay. They put my address over the label on the box. So when I peeled the label off, the whole thing came with it. So all the information on the box. And this is the box that would have been shipped to the military. But I guess that's not really a big deal. But inside, we got the module itself. Here it is. So I believe it's a illuminator, infrared illuminator, and laser. And I guess it's the MX12597U. And there's a whole NSN number on it. I guess the owner's manual or user's manual that they ship to the military with it comes with it. It's the pistol aiming laser, or the PAil, for the M17 M18 pistol enhancer. I guess that's what they call it. And this is the operating manual for the U.S. Army, type designation MX12597U, the M17 M18 pistol, NSN 5855-01-679-4066, and it's produced by Laser Max Defense. So that's the manual that comes with it. And I guess they also send you a battery. So that's what this is supposed to be. It's for that program. It might not be the best one in the world, but it's what the military uses. And it has a little switch here on the side. See if I can get it in the right light. So I guess white is illuminator, red will be infrared, and there's a green for the laser. And it screws on the rail. It's not like a QD system, and the battery compartment's on the bottom, and it has some screws. So the problem is now, when I put it on this pistol, it's not going to fit this holster anymore. But I already thought about that. Turns out that part of the contract with this holster is that Safariland had to make holsters for these as well. So I actually ordered just the holster that I can put on this gear. So I'll have the holster for not having the enhancer, and then one for having it. And so the next thing I need to find is the loopholed delta point red dot for this. And that might not go in either of the holsters. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just collecting the stuff for the kit. So I kind of thought I would put it on and see what this thing looks like and kind of how it functions. And while I'm taking all this off and putting it all together, I thought I would talk about some good news. I guess it was on Friday, and thank you to my friend Richard for sending me this information. Through Reuters, a federal judge has stated that the banning of firearms on postal property, post office property, is unconstitutional. Under the Bruin decision, the federal government could not show a historical precedent going back to the late 1700s, which they did have post offices in that time, and they did not ban guns. In fact, guns were not banned on postal property until 1972, and they could not show any historical information on that, so they ruled it unconstitutional, which I always thought was so silly, because what's the point in banning customers of the Postal Service from going on postal property with a firearm if they have a concealed weapons permit or whatever the laws are in that state? Because I always thought it was funny because technically the way the law was written, even if you had it in your car, you had it locked up, ammunition separate from it, and you went on the property, just parked the car, kept the firearm in the car, went inside and did your business and come back, you still broke the law. You still committed a felony. I always thought that was absolutely stupid, because what's going to stop a criminal anyway from going into the post office? And why is the post office such a sensitive place? I mean, they're supposed to have their own security. They have their own like private army. The Postal Service investigative. Anyway, they have like their own law enforcement agency, and they're pretty big and pretty powerful, so they can defend their properties. But also, the government tried to say, well, we ban carry in other government buildings, like, they would list whatever. The thing is about like courthouses, well, they provide security, and that makes sense to have a ban, because if people are going into the courtroom, you're dealing with criminals, friends of criminals, potentially people that might want to hurt somebody that they think has done something wrong. But the government provides security. They have bailiffs, they have metal detectors, they have to secure that building. If it's a federal building, what is it? It's the U.S. Marshals. So in that situation, while I wish we could take it in there, I'm less bothered by that because the burden of protection is upon the government. But in post offices, we don't have that. So, by the way, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know the details specifically. I have not read the opinion, so I don't know if it has been temporarily enjoined. I don't know if it is permanently enjoined. I don't know if it's been appealed. I don't know. So don't go to your post office right now carrying a concealed weapon. Don't do that, okay? Go consult an attorney. But I will try to put a link in the description of this video to that story, which I think is a huge, huge win for us. All right, so let's put this in there. The light already came on. Okay, let's screw these down. And I might need to get a little screwdriver. And by the way, as I'm filming this right now, it is like 13 or 14 degrees outside. But these little heaters I bought, which I showed you in one of the videos yesterday, is awesome. They're great. They're awesome. Because I am sitting here wearing t-shirts and just some sweatpants, and it's warm. My legs are hot. So, all right, let me get a screwdriver real fast out of my gunsmithing tool bag, and then I can put this thing on there and see what the heck it looks like. All right. Got a really, really tiny one here. And then I guess I got to unscrew the one to go on the rail. So I wonder if it needs to come all the way off or just part of the way off. And by the way, I know I'm going to do this off camera. I know some people tell me when I do this stuff now off camera, like, well, YouTube changed the rules. You can mount a suppressor. You can do all these things. They've said you can. I know that. But you guys also know that they can change their opinions and their thoughts on a whim without telling you, and then you're struck in the for stuff in the past that when you did it, you were following the rules, and they don't care. So, all right. Well, that kind of maced to that pistol really well. So so it's not on camera. So I'm screwing it down here. You guys know what it looks like when you put on a light or a laser onto a pistol. But this is really, from my opinion, it's really cool if you like military guns. And as I'm trying to collect like the whole M17, loadout kit. All right, there it is. So I guess we have, as I said, the light, and it's a button on both sides, and that works. Turns it on. I don't know what the illumination is. Seems to be pretty bright. I guess we have an infrared one, which of course I can't see. I don't think the camera's going to pick that up either. And then we got the laser. Maybe it's an infrared laser. It might be. I think it is. But either way, even if I don't have night vision, I'm glad to have this because it's just part of the program. But made by Laser Max Defense. So I got the booklet and everything for it. And so I'll be saving this. And this is really, really fun. Cool little thing to have. And they're expensive for what they are. But it's the military one. So yeah, it says white light, infrared illuminator, and infrared laser. So that's what that is. So there you go. The LMD, Laser Max Defense Pistol Aiming Laser PAil. Pistol Enhancer. So I just wanted to show that off. But that's all I got going on for you today. And I got to start filming the Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week. So made another video on the Mateba revolver today, the MTR8. And I got to get my stuff ready to go to the range tomorrow, hopefully, if it's not too cold and the roads aren't too icy. Got to start working on some more projects. So, hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. And now this will not fit into this, so I have to wait till my other holster gets here. So that's all the gun talk for tonight, and some good news. So what's the word of the day? The word of the day is going to be, because it's a goofy name, enhancer. Because this is a pistol enhancer is what the military calls it. So enhancer in the comment, and I know you watched to the end. So hope you guys are doing well. And as always, thanks for watching.